Hi, I'm Jacob Gallucci, and right now I'd like to talk about Super Bowl 48. And the game was played last night, and the Seattle Seahawks they destroyed the Denver Broncos 43-8. I mean, Denver was never in this game. I mean, Seattle just owned them. The Seahawks defense is really good. I mean, my God. Denver was the highest scoring team this year. They scored 606 points in the regular season, and they had 76 touchdowns in the regular season as well, and they only scored one touchdown at the end of the third quarter. Other than that, they were shut out all night. I mean, Manning looked really bad yesterday. He did. And the weather wasn't too bad, actually. It rained a little bit, like towards the end of halftime and in the early part of the third quarter. But other than that, the weather wasn't too bad. It really wasn't. And the commercials were okay. I mean, there were a couple that were all right. Like I like the Budweiser one with the little dog and the horse and all the horses. That was a cute commercial. It really was. And some of the others were okay, I guess. But on Saturday, they also announced the inductees for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this year's class had 7 inductees, 5 regular members and 2 senior members, and here's the list. Derek Brooks got in. He was a linebacker with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from 1995 until 2008. And Walter Jones got in. He was an offensive tackle with the Seattle Seahawks from 1991 until 2008. And Andre Reed got in. He was a wide receiver with the Buffalo Bills from 1985 until 1999. And he finished his career with the Washington Redskins in 2000. And Michael Strahan made it. He was a defensive end with the New York Giants from 1993 until 2007. And Aeneas Williams got in. He was a cornerback with the Phoenix and then later the Arizona Cardinals from 1991 until 2000. Then he was a cornerback with the Rams in 2001 and 2002. And he finished his career as a safety with the Rams from 2003 through 2004. And the 2 senior members that got in were Claude Humphrey, and he was a defensive end with the Falcons from 1968 until 1974, and then again from 1976 until 1978. Then he also was a defensive end with the Philadelphia Eagles from 1979 until 1981. And the other guy that got in was Ray Guy. He was a punter, and he's the first punter who was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He played with the Oakland and then the Los Angeles Raiders from 1973 until 1986. I'm just really glad that Ray Guy finally got in. It's about time that a punter was inducted. But anyway, the game was boring, really. But Seattle's defense was so dominant all night. My God. It was unbelievable. Denver had 3 turnovers in this game. 3. Manning threw 2 interceptions, and then they had that fumble later in the game. And Seattle had 0 turnovers. And the Seahawks play an old school kind of game. I mean, they play an old school type of football. They're more defensive minded, and this is an era where offense is more dominant than ever, but Seattle's style of football is real old school. It's very defensive-minded, but they're a really good team, and the MVP of the Super Bowl was the Seahawks linebacker. His name is Malcolm Jones, or let me see, Malcolm Smith. I'm sorry, Malcolm Smith. He was the MVP of this game, and he had a pick 6 in this game as well, and hopefully next year's Super Bowl will be more competitive. But anyway, I have another video to present this week, and anyway, stay tuned for that.